doing, everybody? What's style? Brian Saff here with another NRW checkpoint. Brian, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Ladies and gentlemen, just let you know right
Okay.
now, we aren't talking about new releases this week because there's no point. Because I'm sure we are a little over what 36 hours from the reveal of the Switch 2 and everything that comes along with that. And I don't know about you, Brian, but I've had some time to sit on it.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure you have some opinions too. But just to sort of let everybody know what happened, as of today's recording, it's the day after the Nintendo Direct, where they revealed all of the glorious details for the Switch 2, coming out
Mhm.
June 5th. Two SKUs as of right now, 449 for just the base Switch, and then 500 for the Switch with, and then excuse me, I want to say Super Mario Kart, but Mario Kart World.
Right.
Um, but Brian,
Yes.
what what are some of the features of the Switch 2 that really caught your eye?
Well, the main one would probably be the game chat, the C button and everything with the
Yes.
chat and everything, only because that's been a feature that I don't know. I've been looking for personally
Mhm.
for the Switch for like ever. I thought they were gonna figure out a way to just do a software update and add it to the Switch in some capacity.
Right.
But instead they opted to, create a app for it, and then
On your
you can
phone,
talk to people
yeah.
through the thing. Which, suffice it did what it was supposed to do, what it was intended to do. It was a little buggy at times, but ultimately, it's you use your phone and you talk to people across it with, who are playing Switch games with you. But yeah, I was completely surprised by that. And the crazy part is, as much as I've been wanting like a game chat type feature on the Nintendo Switch, and my like excitement for the Switch 2, it never crossed my mind like, oh, they might add this
Right.
feature to the Switch 2. So yeah, that I was probably most excited about that. Like that one caught me by surprise the most. What about you?
Yeah. I honestly, for me, the feature that excited me the most was the game share functionality.
That would have been my
Um,
second. Yeah.
Taking it back, what was like the what was it, Nintendo Advance, um, the Game Boy Advance and SP when you used to be able to share your game with the link. I
Yes, with the
just
link
I
cable,
just
yeah.
thought that was a really great idea, and the fact that you can do it with the Switch as well,
Hmm.
through a software update, I thought that was a really good idea, especially if um, you have not just a share, but like you can play with the other person.
Right,
That's what I'm also talking about because we heard about the barring carts thing a couple weeks ago. They said they would implement that, so
right.
we talked about that. But the fact that like somebody could have the game and then up to either three other or four other switches can play along with them,
Yes,
depending on the
three.
game update. I thought that was really neat,
Yes.
especially if you and all your friends have a Switch or a Switch 2 or a Switch.
Hmm.
I thought that was really great. And especially your household with, multiple switches, you're not trying to even now, you're not trying to buy multiple games.
Hell
Definitely
no.
Switch 2, you ain't trying to find multiple games, but
Hell no.
we'll talk about
Yeah,
that one.
we'll talk about it.
Um, but I really enjoyed that feature. I thought that was really cool.
Hmm.
And I'm surprised to some degree that Nintendo was the first one really to pull that off
Mm,
in
mm,
that degree. Like again, we have seen Split Fiction, we have seen It Takes
mm,
Two,
hmm.
and where they have that Game Pass functionality or game. I want to say Game Pass, even though Microsoft and everything, but it was like Game Pass or Friend Pass. That's what it's called.
Yeah, that's
So you
Friend Pass.
can,
Yeah.
since they are built to play with two people, only one person needs the game. I,
Right.
I, the fact that they're implementing something similar in compatible games between and then cross-platform as well, I just thought that was really great and a
I agree.
really neat idea.
Yeah, I agree. I thought to myself as I'm watching this, I'm like, oh, Nintendo, they trying to shake the table a little bit
Yeah, they are.
because obviously, right, when you think about it, the the Nintendo Switch 2's hardware, while it is a very, very noticeable improvement to the Switch 1, it's still not, anything that can outdo a PlayStation or
Right.
Xbox or anybody's, basic gaming PC. Like it's on par with what's on the market today, but it's more so on the what's available on the lower end of the market.
Right.
So, in looking at that, for them to have that functionality in there, it's like, okay, well, PlayStation and Xbox, how long have you guys been just purposely not letting us be able to do this with our games? Because if Nintendo could do it with it, with the hardware that's in their machine, it begs the question, like, why is that not more of a thing
Well,
across the major names?
well, I'll say this, and again, I think we talked about this before when we talked about it last time.
Hmm.
With Xbox in my household, in my network,
Hmm.
if I'm signed into another Xbox, they do have access to my games
Okay.
that are purchased through me. So
Hmm.
they can access my games. I forget the setting on my like I have my Xbox, my old OG VCR Xbox One, and then there's an Xbox One Slim, whatever, Xbox One S in the master bedroom.
Mm.
So that one can share my games that I have in
Okay.
my library, but
Okay.
they can't. You can't do it through cloud play. They have, like for the Game Pass stuff, they actually have to download them, so they couldn't do cloud
Mm.
play or anything like that. It actually has to be physically downloaded onto that device. But I have to be like my profile has to be on that Xbox. So
Okay.
there is something similar as to something that Xbox, but it's not on an individual game basis, just like anything that I own. So I think that it may be a bit more robust and a feature
Mm.
Xbox doesn't really talk about.
Right.
With this, since it's individual games and you can share and not just share it, but then play with the other people, it takes
Right.
it to a different level, in my opinion.
I agree. And from my understanding of it, it's more, well, yeah, from my understanding of it, it's definitely like a sharing feature, but this is also something where it's like, oh, if your other people are not playing those games, they could still play it by themselves. That's the impression I got from
Yeah.
it. I could be wrong. But overall, yeah, that setting, that feature is still amazing in the fact that you can do it to with up to three switches. So it's like, and you don't have to be in the same home, you don't have to be on the same
Right.
local network
Exactly.
or anything. Like,
Yeah. Right.
yeah, you just send out the link to wherever or whatever, and then boom, now four of you guys are racing on Mario Kart World and I don't know, XYZ. But
Yeah.
that was cool. Another feature that I was like pretty excited for. Let me see if I can find where I wrote this down. Because while they do have the game sharing and then the C button, there was also something else. Well, I wrote a note. I can't seem to find it. It'll come back to me. Let's move forward. What?
Let me ask you though, how
Okay.
do you feel about the price?
Um, I think the price. I think it's. I don't know because I look at the 449 and I'm like, okay, I was expecting like 399 anyway. So sure, $50 more, cool. With tax, it's gonna go up to about 500 anyway. So I'm not like too shocked about that. What I wanted it to be a little cheaper, obviously, yes, because saving
Yeah.
money is always important. But I think that's a fair price, at least coming into it.
I've been sitting on it since yesterday. When I initially saw it, I thought that was fair. I actually thought at first that the 449 was the price for the bundle, and I'm like, oh, that's reasonable for
Oh,
the
okay.
bundle. But
Yeet.
no, it's not for the bundle. And I'm thinking, let's be real.
Hmm.
Even though it's like a custom Integra chip, the technology is not exactly new.
Right.
Like the technology for the chip is like 3 years old or something like that already. Again,
Hmm.
look, I could care less about the latest chipset, but it's not as if it's this brand new architecture that was made for Nintendo. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Right.
So I look at that price, and I hate to say it, but we have to. I compare that to the handheld seat PCs on the market. I
Okay.
compare that to the Steam Deck. Um, and let's be realistic. I think at that price point, outside of the Nintendo first party,
Hmm.
those games or those systems are direct competitors for the Switch
True.
because unless it's an exclusive, everything that's going to be on the Switch is going to be on PC
Mhm.
for the most part.
I mean, yeah.
For the most part. And so I think that 399 was a sweet spot. Now, considering the political climate we live in with
The tariffs and things. The orange man and
yes,
his.
I did wonder if that price was built in or built in the tariffs
Mhm.
that are out there. And so that's what I really wanted when I saw that, because at the time of this recording, we are what, one day past Liberation Day. So
What a clown. It's so funny.
liberation from money in our wallets. That's about it.
Right.
But I had to wonder about that, because in Japan it's 350 without a game. Is
Oh,
it 350 or three? It's no, it's no, it's 330, because I think it says 100. It's 330 without a game, and it's region locked, so you cannot import a Japanese Switch 2.
right.
That made me mad. So that's when I thought, oh, it probably is because of the tariffs.
I mean, which, if I'm not mistaken, I read an article somewhere where it detailed, I want to say, was it Nintendo? I think Nintendo said that in order to like circumvent the tariff thing,
Hmm.
they were going to be like stockpiling a bunch here anyway. It was to combat the tariffs, and it was to combat like selling out like really fast.
Well, you know what? You're right. I did remember hearing about that, and them. Yeah, if that's the case, that's no excuse for them to be charging for $449 for the base unit.
Which, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And in Japan is it's $120 cheaper. That that don't make sense. I
yeah. I
mean,
think I'm just excited for it.
I'm
So I'm like,
you
price
you
be
know
damn.
what? I'll be honest with you. The
Hmm.
more I've said about it, my excitement is waning, because I was like really hype
Hmm.
watching this while I was doing my the job that pays me, and listening to it as I worked. And like I was really happy, like, all right, this is cool. Oh, that's cool. But when I sat on it and I
Hmm.
read and I listened, I'm like, I'm not as excited as I was, honestly.
Okay.
I think it's a great step forward.
Hmm.
However, the one thing that killed me, you know what killed me?
The price for them
The price
games.
of the games. $80 for some of these games.
$80.
Mario Kart World, and no, and then there's a higher
Yeah.
price
There you
for
go.
physical. And the game's not even on the card, it's still downloaded digitally.
Hmm.
$90 for a physical game. That's
Which
ridiculous.
which that's probably the thing that like blew me the most. Mind you, they weren't like upfront about this pricing either. It's
They
something
weren't.
that kind of came out after the
Ri-
direct was over.
Exactly. Let me tell you, I sat there because, like I said, I was in the middle of doing what I get paid to do. So I didn't like
Right.
sit there and watch it. I hit bits and pieces. And then when I
Mm,
got to the end of it finally, I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't see a price. And so I
mm,
literally went back to the end. I'm like, wait a minute, they didn't reveal a price. I
mm.
didn't see the price stuff until like later on when I was reading some of the stuff that came up online, and then all of the reactions.
Yeah,
And I'm like, wait a minute. That's how much it costs? That's how much Mario Kart World costs? Are you serious?
you got to be.
Oh, can
And
we talk about we look, for those few that watch this show, they probably think I'm in Microsoft's
oh, you muted yourself.
sorry.
You good.
I know for everybody, they probably think I'm like, oh, he got an Xbox with Microsoft. No. The one thing Microsoft has done that has been great for gamers outside of backwards compatibility is not making people pay for upgrades to a game from the old system to the new system.
Yeah,
And the fact that they are charging, I believe, $30 to upgrade their games to this, that is steep.
yeah. It's hefty.
It is a hefty tax, and it just I that like This is digital. This isn't even like a real life tangible thing.
Mhm.
You're charging me $30 for an upgrade to a game I already have. So basically, and Nintendo's first party doesn't go on sale.
Right.
Like you may get a $5 price drop. You do not see significant price drops like you do in a Microsoft or PlayStation store.
Yeah,
That's where I
Mario
buy
Kart
most of my
World is
games.
going to be $90 for the duration of Switch 2.
Exactly. And that's a problem. And I think that look, I know um, things cost more. I know what the Switch came out 7 years ago. I understand certain things, but let's be real. The technology that they're using to make these games is not new technology. The things the
That's why they're able to do that, where it's like, oh, you can upgrade your game to the
but
next
that's what I'm saying.
two. Yeah.
It's not like these games are pushing out being made in Unreal Engine 5 and like they need these new cutting edge processes or GTX. Like they aren't using they shouldn't. And again, I am not a game developer, but you and I have watched enough people who know what they're talking about talk
Hmm.
about game development and really talk about AAA game development, how it's broken because it's so intensive now with the technology and the graphic fidelity. You do
Right.
not have that with the Switch 2,
Mm-mm.
especially looking at all of the games that, like what Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, all these
Hmm.
games now
Hmm.
that are on current gen systems and then last gen systems who are now being ported over to Switch 2. There's no reason that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth should cost $80 on the
No.
Switch 2. It shouldn't cost 70 or $60 on the Switch 2.
Mm-mm.
Like
Uh,
the whole point of this is it's Nintendo has been very good about providing tools and a platform where developers are not sinking millions and millions of dollars like a Spider-Man 2 to create a good game, an
right.
excellent game. And the fact that now we are seeing Nintendo of all companies come out here with $80 games
I
is
wonder if
ridiculous.
I wonder if it's $80 just in America. Just in the US, $80. Everywhere else, 50. Like I feel like I could possibly see Japan being like, oh, you know what? Yeah, we don't like the Orange Man either. So his country must pay.
Yeah,
But
right.
but I think what it is to me, right?
Hmm.
Mario Kart specifically, because that's the one that caught me by surprise the most. The rest of the
Right.
games, they are overpriced in my opinion, but they're not reaching $90 like Mario Kart is. I really think that's because they recognize the staying power that Mario Kart has. Like it's to the point now, which is why they have the bundle that the Mario Kart game, that's you if you have a Switch, you have to have that game. Like
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
have a
yeah,
Switch
exactly.
and you don't have Mario Kart on it, you don't have a Switch. You just
Exactly.
playing games. Like you don't really have a Switch if you can't Mario Kart. So I think they're trying to capitalize off of that. And then two, just based on what they showed with the game, I think I don't know. There may be there may be an element to the game where Mario Kart World may just get free updates. Because if you think about
It
it,
better.
it
It
should. I
better.
hope, yeah. Because if
I
you
was
think
literally
about
thinking there
it,
better not be any paid DLC to that. There
right,
better not be.
which is what the previous Mario Karts have experienced. You pay what 40, 56 dollars for the base game, and then you're paying 10, $20 every time an expansion pack
Well,
comes
no,
out.
you no the if I remember correctly, it was only $25 for like the full expansion pack for more.
Yeah,
Like it wasn't super expensive, but yeah, you're right though. You're still paying what, $80 almost
yeah.
after
And then
tax?
and on top of that, like that was if you got both expansion packs together.
Hmm.
Like if you had expansion pack one already and then two
Yeah.
and three and all the rest of them came out, like you had to pay for those individually. That makes sense for you to buy them all as a bundle because you already have the first iterations of it. I don't know. I think what they're doing is banking on Mario Kart being a runaway hit like it was on the Switch, like it was on GameCube, like it was on the Wii. Every iteration since Mario Kart has come out, it's been like the game to have for any Nintendo platform. So I think they just kind of leaning into that and being like, okay, this is where we're going to milk the customers because we know for sure that they're going to buy this game. The
Yeah.
rest of the games being overpriced is really no excuse.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
don't like the oh, well, because at first when I'm watching the direct, I'm like, okay, well, I've seen like Sony and Microsoft do this before, where it's like, oh, you pay $10 or $20 extra and you can upgrade it to the next, but it's only 10 or 20. That's nothing
No, no,
like.
Microsoft doesn't do that. Only Sony charges for upgrade to the next platform. That's what I was saying before. Microsoft does not do that at all.
So to your point, I'm used to it, is what I'm
Hmm.
saying, because I've seen this happen before.
Right.
But the price for first of all, we're talking about upgrading a Switch game. Now, it'd be
Go
different.
for it.
This is not. I don't think that's necessarily. I don't know. That rubs me the wrong way because I'm like, this is a Switch game, so that means everything about this game is technologically behind
Hmm.
everything else.
Right.
Not saying that it's a bad game. I'm just saying it's not what we're getting on PlayStation. It's not what we're getting on Xbox. It's not even what we're getting on PC.
Right.
So you charging me to upgrade a game that has, like you said, mechanics from yesteryear. It's not on
Hmm.
Unreal Engine 5, no shit like that. It's literally just a Nintendo Switch game. You pay $30 and the graphics improved. There's some enhancements. The couple of games that they did showcase, like Mario Party, where it's like, oh, if you upgrade it, you get these extra things attached to the game. Like
Hmm.
I think the Kirby game had extra story to it, and the Mario Party game had extra game challenges to it or whatever. I'm okay with that. But just taking me from 720p to 1080p, I'm not paying $30 for that. I will just transfer my Switch game over and whatever it runs at, that's what it's running at. I'm not upgrading. I don't care about the extras. But yeah, again, I just feel like they're milking these price points because they know like these games are sought after. I'm really curious to see how much Donkey Kong is going to cost because literally everybody who owns the Switch has been waiting for Donkey Kong to
Yep,
have
you've
a
talked about
brand
it
new.
several times.
Yeah, like
Right.
I just want to know what we're in for, but I can't be upset. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna buy it. I can't be. I
Yeah,
can't.
I
I say
don't
all this to say like I'm still going to probably go to the store and purchase my Switch 2.
personally speaking,
Mhm.
I thought when I saw it at first, I thought about, oh, I would like to get one for myself.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Obviously somebody else watched it after me, and oh my God, the excitement they had the whole time.
Through the roof.
I was like, I've already seen it. I've already seen it. So I told them they need a job.
Right.
But I see their excitement because I remember that as a kid. And so I'm
Mhm.
like, I get it. But I look at it and I think for me, really the Dreamcast ruined it for me.
Okay.
Because I always look at it from a practicality standpoint. What do I
Mm.
get the most for my money?
Right.
And with the way Nintendo is nickel and diming on the Switch 2,
It's getting crazy.
I do not feel like that system is worth my money. Me
Okay.
personally. I'm looking at it this way. You're talking about 449 for the base unit, 500 with Mario Kart, all right? I'll get to my next point because I thought of something I want to derail. Okay,
Mhm.
so if I want everything, we got the camera now. The camera's probably a good $100.
That was the other feature
Right.
that I was
I,
excited for.
I don't care about
Only
that.
reason, only reason I'm excited for it is because it'll make live streaming the games that much easier for me. I don't
Yeah.
have the whole setup like the streamers on Twitch or whatever. So if I could just set up a little camera and play Pokemon Unite or whatever on stream, that'd be cool. But continue with your thought.
So this is what I was saying before as far as the games.
Mhm.
My problem with Nintendo charging the most for these games is because now it sets a precedent.
Mhm.
and everybody else is going to follow. We've heard those rumors about Rockstar talking about charging $100 for Grand Theft Auto 6.
Which they can
Now
keep.
it's a
Yeah.
possibility because
Yeah.
Nintendo has done it.
Yeah.
And while I feel like the law of AAA gaming is a law of diminishing returns. Okay.
Mhm.
Because we see how much money goes into these games and they have to sell gangbusters even to turn a profit, and a lot of them don't. I mean, we,
Mhm.
we saw the whole thing with the Insomniac League and Spider-Man 2 and how, like, while it made money, like, it was a substantial. I mean, the game costs more than making the freaking Spider-Man movie. I mean, that's ridiculous when you think about it.
It is.
So the fact that like so much time and effort and money goes into it, and you really have to like every game has to be a hit for you to make your money back.
Mhm.
That becomes a problem. That's a bubble that we see bursting all the time. So
Mhm.
now they're like, oh, we don't have to sell as many, we just have to charge more. And that's going to turn a
Mhm.
lot of gamers off, a
Yeah.
whole lot of gamers off. And especially considering that we as gamers, back up. The most games that are played to dominate most time now, it's like four or five. Fortnite, Call of Duty, a couple other ones, Roblox,
Mhm.
Minecraft. These niche AAA games, they are a small percentage of the overall gaming puzzle. We are not the norm anymore
Right.
as far as buying these games and playing them and this and that. So they have a shrinking pool of a shrinking audience pool.
Mhm.
Um, so it's going to be interesting in the next 6 months, specifically, really this the rest of this year, how the rest of the industry responds to the pricing.
Yeah.
And I think particularly we may see that holiday season when a lot of big guns come up. What if Microsoft charges $10 more for Call of Duty? What if what is the Ghost of Tsushima uh sequel game or whatever, what
Yeah.
if Sony as instead of 69.99 79.99? It's
Mhm.
like they're going to continue to push the envelope.
Right.
And look, we have espoused our opinions about the current political climate of the United States. Let's talk about dollars and cents right now.
Mhm.
We are going to see more money leave our pockets with the current economic policies that are in place. That's math don't lie.
Right.
um Everything is going to go up. A $90 game or even a $500 gaming system, let's be real, those
Yeah.
are things that are not going to be on a lot of people's to-do list or can-do list.
Right.
Um, that disposable income is not going to be there if we keep going this trajectory. And then again, it's not a political thing, it's a math thing.
Right.
I mean,
I agree.
gas is already going back up,
Yeah.
and everything. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the rest of the industry reacts
Mhm.
with this, in my opinion. But
Mhm.
honestly, like I was saying, as far as my point before, as far as best value, I bought my Xbox because it was a better value. Well, I didn't buy it; it was purchased for me. But I
Mhm.
wanted an Xbox compared to a PS2 because everything was already there. I didn't have to
Mhm.
buy extra for a modem. The only thing I had to buy like a $10 piece for to play DVDs. Okay, cool. Because they didn't want to pay for the licensing. Great. But everything else was already there. The hard drive was built in the system. The modem was built in the system. Um, cable modem at that. Broadband. I didn't have to pay extra to get those things like I did with PS2. And that's
Mhm.
what sealed me on Xbox. Outside the fact that Shenmue 2 was on Xbox and, I was a Dreamcast guy.
Mhm.
I always look at what gives me the most money, the most value for my money. And for my opinion, right now, the Switch 2, especially the cost of ownership with the game prices, it does not give me the best value for my money,
Right.
in my opinion. At least if I'm with the United States. In Japan, everything's gravy.
Right. Right.
But the US 449, considering again, I feel like they're in direct competition with a lot of the PC handhelds.
Mhm.
A lot of those PC handhelds, um, they're around that 399, 350 for those base models. And you look at Steam, you look at Xbox with Play Anywhere.
Mhm.
Like if I bought one of those PC handhelds right now, there are at least 15 games in my library, probably more that'll play anywhere
Right. Okay.
that I would have right off the bat. I wouldn't have to worry about buying a new game. And also, if that Xbox branded PC handheld comes out this year, I'm curious to see how much that costs.
Yeah.
Um, let alone their actual handheld that plays the console stuff next year, supposedly. I can see that coming in around the same price.
Yeah.
And there are no issues with backwards compatibility there. It will play everything from the Xbox library. Well, excuse me, everything up until well, it'll probably I'm assuming it'll play everything that like an Xbox One does or Xbox Series X does.
Right.
And Xbox Series systems does. So like you talking about going back to the OG Xbox with selected games and working your way back up, 4 generations of gaming right there. Again, if it works out the way we all think it does.
Hmm.
And I can see them offering it for about the same price point. I would see that as a better value. One, because I'm an Xbox gamer, so I got 400 whatever games in my library. But is that there is this catalog of games. In some cases, I can't play anywhere else still. Like there's stuff on the OG Xbox that hasn't got remade or remastered yet.
Hmm.
You know, and I think the Switch 2 is going to do well. Don't knock it. I ain't going to knock it. People going to pay for it. It's
Hmm.
Nintendo. I think that they have really done a great job cultivating their brand and bringing people back to the fold after the Wii U.
Hmm.
Uh, and I don't think they're going to lose many people. However, I'm not sure if the Switch 2 is going to be as successful as the Switch 1 because of the price point, the gaming, but also just the basic economics of it on where we are now.
Yeah. They're gonna have to, I don't know, the things, the Switch One, they're gonna have to literally kill it off. Like we're not making any more games for this, guys. We're not letting developers make any more games for us. You gotta have Switch 2 in order to keep up with us. Which I think that's interesting. Because while I agree with everything that you were saying. I just wonder, like, will the game sharing feature be like a viable offset to the price? Can you think about it? If Mario Kart World costs $90, then I got 4 people with a Switch in the house, we could just share one game, then okay, that's what
Yeah, true,
20, a
true.
little bit over $20 a person. So I think the game sharing feature, at least the way that they're presenting it, hopefully it comes out and it does exactly what it's supposed to. I think that'll probably, I don't know, it'll probably shield people from like the actual price that they're going to be paying for the games because it's like, okay, well, both of my kids have a Switch, so sure, I'll pay $90 for a game because I only have to buy it one time. So I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
see, but
yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a good launch. It's going to be the
yeah,
hottest device of the holidays. That's for sure.
definitely.
They're going to make money hand over fist.
Hmm.
Long term, though, I put it this way. I think that the Switch 2 is the result of where we are now. We have not seen a price drop for any
Anything.
of any of the gaming consoles, PS5, Xbox Series systems, and what we're 5 years in.
Hmm. They're not talking about no price drop. They're
Never,
talking about the next console.
never, never in any of our gaming lives have we been 5 years in and we have not had significant price drops at least twice by now.
Yeah.
Like realistically, that Xbox Series S, that should be 199 by now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like seriously.
Yeah.
Nintendo, though, to their credit, they have dropped the price of the Switch over its lifetime. I think the Switch Lite is 199 now,
Yeah.
which I think is a great price for that,
Yeah.
personally speaking. They really, what they need to do, they bringing out the Switch 2. They need to drop the Switch Lite to $100.
Okay. Yeah. That'll,
You drop
yeah.
everything by $50. You drop that down to $100, even 129.
Going crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
I would pick that up just because. Like that's a heck of a deal. And you still have all the software out there.
Mm-hmm.
So
and to just my last point or comment, I think it's pretty smart dropping this in June.
I agree.
I think it's smart dropping a Switch 2 in June because come holiday season, I noticed this, right? Only in black. And you got the red and the blue, accents on the controller. Come holiday season, we're going to have more colors for the Switch.
They need to do an SNES
Switch 2, I mean.
Color scheme. They really need to do SNES color scheme.
Right. Because they also talked about, the GameCube expansion is coming to Nintendo Online. We got a GameCube controller for the Nintendo Switch 2. Moving into the holiday season, it's going to be all about customization for the Switch 2. What colors can I get? What skins can I get? What Nintendo game is going to have its very own Switch? Like we have a Mario Switch and a Zelda Switch and stuff like that. I think that's what's going to roll us into the holiday season. But I don't know, Nintendo. They got some new accounts or something over there. They strategizing with the money. They're trying to get every dollar that they can. And they doing a good job at masking it.
I don't blame them, but I think it's a bit excessive. Speaking of rolling, let's roll into these trailers. First up, we got Mario Kart World.
The Mario Kart World. So while I was watching the direct, one thing kind of stood out to me with Mario Kart World. It feels like, at least to me, that this Mario Kart is going to be, I don't know, some kind of like some kind of standstill point for Mario Kart. I was going to get Mario Kart 9. I was just going to keep up with the numbers. And this game being open world, this is crazy. What did they say? Like 20 some people?
24 players at once.
Which is going to be absolute madness, especially on online play. That's
you know what? This is what I thought. I know. What if this is just their play to do online? What is it? Live service.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking. Is Mario Kart World? If they keep adding to it,
I can see that.
If it's as big as it looks, I mean, this is something that'll definitely last. Well, hell, last one lasted the whole system, and still one of the biggest sellers on the system as well. But this is something that they can really expand on. This could be Nintendo's live service game.
Which I would love if that's what they're gonna do. Like, you're gonna make this a live service game, because there's a game mode in here that I'm really excited to play. Where
the knockout,
yes, with the checkpoints. And it's like if you're not in the top 5.
I love that. Yeah. I thought that was really great.
I can see that being like one of the game modes that really like pushes Mario Kart World forward if it's going to be a live service game. And see, even stuff like this that kind of made me like, okay, they're trying to, this is like an all-in-one type of
right.
Because I remember Diddy Kong Racing, that's what you could do. You had the planes, you had the boats and stuff like that. It was never a Mario Kart thing. Now we have it in World.
The fact you can drive from one race course to the other across the world.
Right.
Hello, everyone.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Forza.
I'll be one of your guides
for the Horizon.
Nintendo Direct.
Right.
I'm the producer for Nintendo Switch 2. I'm Takuhiro Dota, the director for Nintendo Switch 2.
Hey, Takuhiro.
And I'm Tatsuya Sasaki, the hardware design lead for Nintendo.
See, even this is cool, the whole Grand Prix thing. Even
though Mario Kart World.
That's a part of pretty much every Mario game, but I just like the way they stylized it this time.
Now, what do you think this brand new Mario Kart game will be like?
I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, for real, it's gonna be good.
Right.
Brand new entry to the Mario Kart series is launching exclusively on the
Knockout Tour. That's going to be
welcome to this.
Yeah, that got me excited because I thought that was just genius.
Art races are
held like a great way
regions that span
of constantly having replay value, especially if you're online.
Depending on the time of day and weather conditions, the atmosphere.
That too, the weather conditions,
Yeah.
the time of day changes. That's super
Now,
new.
what I'm curious, is it real time? Like it takes your location
Mario
and
Kart
can
game.
change it based on the weather and where you are.
You can go off the racetrack and
I
drive
kinda
That
feel
would
like
be awesome.
everywhere.
I feel
in
like
this
they
world.
probably won't do that just because you're looking at the different worlds or whatever.
In the
Like these
classic Grand
landscapes are
Prix,
different. They
race
have
through
the tropical
four courses in a
landscape, they
bid
got the
for first
desert, they
place.
got the snow, and then the volcano.
But don't
But
sleep.
that would be dope if they were.
You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition. With 24 drivers in each race, the most in series history, the competition is gearing up.
24 drivers is insane.
It is.
Introducing Knockout Tour. Race non-stop from one corner of the world to another.
Just imagine how long that race is
There
going
are
to be.
multiple-
I was thinking something similar.
Like that's gonna be a long.
You're below the
ass
placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated.
race. Yeah.
Yeah,
my
that was
bad.
cool. That was
Yeah.
cool.
Excited.
Yeah. What we got next? What we got next? I don't know what we got next.
Was Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Let's check that out.
Been waiting. Which I don't know if you like saw any footage from it, but
Yeah.
Nintendo did a treehouse today.
Okay.
Where they had the developers actually playing the game and explaining some of the game mechanics.
Okay.
Donkey Kong Bonanza, that's gonna be. I kind of see. I see. Based on watching that, it feels like Nintendo, they've satisfied themselves with Mario or whatever. Obviously, Mario's gonna get more games. It just is what it is. I feel like now they're gonna start to switch focus to one of the other flagship characters, which is Donkey Kong.
Well, that's good. 'Cause the interesting thing is, right? Kirby got a lot of love on the Switch.
He
Donkey
did.
Kong didn't, which is really surprising to me.
Right. I saw somebody online. They was like, "Oh, they gave Donkey Kong pants." Like,
Yeah, really. I love the art style, but why? It reminds me. What was it? Ukulele.
what is it?
The game Ukulele.
Okay.
That was inspired by Banjo Kazooie. I don't know why.
Okay.
Like the world, the one that kind of reminds me of that. But it looks beautiful.
It does. I'm probably excited for this game the most because, like, I don't know, I've been waiting for a Donkey Kong game. I was this close to buying that remaster that they just put out for the last Donkey Kong game. And then seeing this, I'm like, never mind. We can just wait. And I like the way how they've kind of like reimagined the characters.
Yeah.
If you notice, like some of the characters in Mario Kart, they've been stylized a little differently. I think that's dope.
It's just so bright and vibrant. That's something that I can't not notice.
Right.
Like I can say, this looks like a Switch 2 game.
Exactly. Definitely like a Switch 2 game.
All right. Next up, we have a new game from Software, the Duskbloods.
Now this one, I was excited as well. I'm like, oh, Nintendo, okay, y'all coming through with the.
There's a lot of
Original-
mature content stuff on here, which I'm glad to see.
Which I see you didn't put the trailer on here. Well, I don't think there is a trailer yet, but how you feel about 007?
I give you
I missed that. 007 what?
my blood.
They got a new 007 game coming for Switch too.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, let me. hold on,
I
let me
give
look at
you-
that while we're watching this trailer.
My life.
Let me see.
Turn, O wheel, and transport him,
I think it's called Project 007.
moonlight, to humanity's very dusk.
I wonder if they have a trailer. Oh yeah, no trailer so far. See, this game looks great. From Software. well, there is a trailer. Oh. Now, see, I'm excited to play this game just because it's a dark RPG on the Switch. I really want to see some gameplay footage. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Oh, what the hell?
They're vampires.
Is that, you think that's what it is?
It looked like he was. What in the world?
Right.
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon, as befits the soon to depart.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood.
Did he turn into a dinosaur?
Something.
The moon tears will flow for one, and one alone.
Yeah. This one looks good.
I
You
agree.
see Mario's innocent face pop up on the corner.
Mario's not innocent. He's the worst of them all. And last but not least, we have Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment.
Okay. Which, excited for this game as well.
You know what? I didn't realize this was
When the Zonai had
Hyrule
descended
Warriors,
from the heavens,
aka
joined
Dynasty Warriors Zelda.
Yeah. Yes.
That's how I called Tecmo. I'm like, oh, that's what this is. Okay.
prosperous kingdom.
I didn't see the trailer.
But in time, a terrible evil arose.
Wait a minute, didn't they announce this already for Switch?
A war was fought to vanquish
No, so there is a
one which future generations would call
but it is not this one.
Oh, this is a sequel?
the imprisoning
I don't
war.
think it's a sequel. I think this is just a separate game.
Okay.
Perhaps you truly have traveled back in time.
So that's Hyrule Castle? Then that must mean this really is the past.
It looks gorgeous.
I'm really excited for this one as well. As a fan of yeah. So maybe
It looks good, man.
it does look good. Maybe the other Hyrule game is a Warriors game, but it's called like something Calamity,
Okay.
Age of Calamity. Yeah.
All right, well,
Okay.
that's our take on Switch 2 and a couple of the exclusive games that are coming out. Brian,
Mhm.
what's going on with you, man?
I am getting ready to hit the road
That's
for going up to North Carolina for Dreamville Festival as well as Heroines Theme Park. This is going to be a very fun time for me. If anybody knows, I love music festivals and I love theme parks. It's going to be the best weekend so far. Yeah. Outside of that, I put out, I think maybe 2 episodes on Laugh Out Loud. What was it talking about? Did the Drake and Party Next Door? I think I talked about that last episode.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, probably not gonna be able to put anything else out until I get back. So,
Which is understandable.
Yeah, I think so. I think that everybody will be okay. Just
Yes.
relaxing and taking a break from hearing my voice. What about you though? What do you have coming up?
Let's see. This week I dropped both of my retrospectives on Farpoint and Katsukan, in
Mhm.
addition to my individual interviews with Bosu Man from Katsukan Anime Clothing Company, as well as Daigeekdom Khan from Katsukan.
Mhm.
So all that's out. If you want to watch the full length feature of the each convention, all the interviews, B-roll, cosplay, those are there. But if you want to watch individuals, all those are up there. And then next week we start with all my footage from HawkCon, so that'll be dropping starting, I guess, a couple days after this comes out.
Mhm.
But with that, we go to AwesomeCon this weekend, so
Oh, okay.
look forward to the socials. You'll be seeing stuff from my journey just up the road to the Washington Convention Center for AwesomeCon.
Okay. Dope. I'm excited.
All right, so that's it for us this week. Let us know what you think of Switch 2 and all the games, and even some of the pain points we talk about.
Yeah.
Make sure you let us know on our socials: Instagram New Release Wednesday, Twitter at the NRW, and of course you're currently on YouTube, so make sure you like, share, and subscribe.